Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
We are live.
My hands are tingling. We are live. Thank you so much, Justin, for doing this
Yeah,
with
you're
me.
welcome. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to embarrass you for a second. For those of you who don't
Great.
know,
We're off
Justin,
to we're off to a rough start already.
you had to know this was going to be a little choppy with me involved. So for those of you who don't know Justin Prince, seriously, you need to go follow him. I am Justin Prince on Instagram. It doesn't matter what area of any industry that you're in. He is just constantly dropping all kinds of wisdom on everyone. He is a leader of leaders in so many areas. And I have to say that at one point, prior to this big move, I called myself a leader of leaders, and it was something that I was like so proud of. And I really, I'm not putting down my past or anything, but having come here, getting to work with you, getting to work alongside so many of the other incredible leaders in our business and on your team specifically, I was just like humbled to my core and was like, okay, I'm gonna sit back and I'm just gonna be a leader who listens for a little while, and we'll pull that title back out. But you are an inspiration as in business as well as a parent. I've gotten to meet his family and they are exceptional. I can't even, we could do a whole live just on your kids, I'm
My
sure.
kids make me look good, but
Oh
that's
my
a lot of their mama anims. That's that's
God.
kind of cheating for
Yes.
sure.
And Missy, I can't say enough great things about her, but also in business. I'm just really so fortunate to get to work with you, alongside you, which is mind baffling to me, learn from you. And I'm just, thank you so much for taking this time. I'm so excited. I have a lot of
Oh,
questions.
I'm honored to be here with you. And it's funny. So I met you on a Zoom. You'll remember this, but I was just like, I don't know. Normally you just listen and listen and listen. We're like 5 minutes in. I'm like, you're gonna crush. So like, let's go. Kind of like let's just. You've got what it takes. You're special. You're unique. You're gonna be amazing here. Let's do this. It was. I normally probably wouldn't be that bold, but you were just you stood out so bright, and it was just so obvious. So super excited to be able to do this with.
Sorry, I had to switch Wi-Fi's real quick. Yeah, thank you. I'll never forget that Zoom meeting. If I can be completely transparent, I was like, I'm not gonna get on the call with the dude. Like, who's the dude? I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll get on the call with the dude. And it was just so much. It just all blew me away. And then your belief in me obviously was incredible, and it caused me to, force me to really believe in myself as well. And I can't believe what's transpired over the last 8 months. It wasn't something that I expected or was looking, it was what I wanted, what I hoped, but it was a path that I wasn't planning on taking. And I will never forget that Zoom call. I wish I had it recorded. I'd go back and watch it and see.
Yeah, no kidding. That's one
I'd
for the
probably be really
archives.
embarrassed
That's one for the
to watch
archives.
it back. Okay, so I want to get into this. You are really like the architect of what we call social retail. And, you left a career in network marketing for a good time, right?
Hmm.
And then you had this idea, and you took this idea, ran with it, found the right place for it, and now you're getting to see it through really all the way. I mean, I don't know if you would say that you've seen it through already or
No,
if you're just
no,
beginning.
no. This is just the beginning of this whole thing.
So, like, can you just explain to us? I know this is such a loaded question, but explain to us that path and how you feel about where it's come at this point and where it's going.
Yeah, so just a little of my kind of backstory. I was introduced, came from a broken home at age 12, moved 13 times in 7 years. Kind of through those teenage years, had real no college education, no professional background really. I mean, I worked at a mall kiosk selling cartoon Bible movies at a mall, and so I was introduced to the network marketing space when I was 25 years old, and like a lot of people, I had kind of like a natural, visceral like negativity about it. People are often down on what they're not up on, and that's kind of how I was. I didn't really have a reason to be negative about it, but I was. But once I kind of got over my negative uh, bias, it just made sense to me. I was just like, man, you could work for 3 or 4 or 5 years of your life, and you could build an income stream that potentially could pay you for decades. I was just like, this is awesome. It's a business you own. You can help people, add value. I was just like, I'm in. And so I really went for it. And kind of the short story is I was the top of two companies. My first company, eventually, the company itself went out of business. The ownership team got in a fight with our management team and it's kind of ripped this little company apart. But I was the top of that company. And my second company, it took me 2 years to get full time. I thought it'd take me 2 months, it took me 2 years. At one point, I moved my pregnant wife and kids into the loft of my wife's parents' garage and we kind of grinding 2 part-time jobs. But I ultimately became the top of that company too. And I got to a place where as much as I loved it and I was grateful for it. So in network marketing, if you're watching this in your network marketing, we defend it a lot. We defend the profession a lot. And so we feel defensive sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If someone like critiques it at all, we're like, yeah, but it's actually really good. And it actually helps a lot. Like we defend it a lot. So I'd gotten to a point where like, I love it. Like I'm all about it. It changed my whole life. However, I saw some of the broken components to it. Like some of the spots where I was like, huh. And I felt like the actual business model was actually broken. And I likened it to like Henry Ford. He said if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. It's like sometimes all you know is all you know, and all you know is all you know. It's just you just kind of do what you do. And so I just remember thinking like, how could you change this? How could you evolve this? Like, what would the next iteration be? Like, and I'll be 100% transparent, Katie. Like, it's almost like the wheel is round, and that's the best shape they've been able to find so far. Like at some point, it's just kind of like it just sort of is what it is. And if you don't like it, don't do it. If you do like it, then do it. But we just kind of kept pressing it. It wasn't just me. It was just we had a small little team of us who were like thinking like, how do you change the game? And that ultimately led to this concept called social retail, which I think the simplest way to describe it is to think of if you think of like the shift that's happening in online digital retail. So like there's online retailers coming to market that have millions of customers, billions of dollars in sales. They have no stores. They do it all online. They do it typically through referral codes, like a referral code driven model. A lot of us are actually familiar doing this because we've actually shared their codes before. And they'll even give you like a shopping credit or even sometimes an affiliate commission to share their codes. I just remember thinking they were out word of mouthing us, and we're the word of mouth industry because they'd made sharing so normal and so just normal. And I remember thinking, what if you had a million passionate social marketer people that actually were paid a lifetime value of that customer and actually could build lifetime equity with that business sharing that. And if you've been around direct sales, the beauty of direct sales, if you were to strip it all away into like components, the real beauty of it is the people. You meet some of the sweetest people you've ever met in your life. Sharp, driven, hardworking, incredible human beings. And I just remember thinking, what if you could create a really authentic opportunity for those people? And one idea led to another idea, and we ultimately led to the creation of this. We launched it. This February will be 8 years ago, and that was 8 years ago. It was 2 billion in sales ago. It was 4 million customers ago, and I remember saying to people, I was like, "We're the model everyone's going to be chasing," and people were looking at me like, "Bro, calm down. You guys have like 3 customers. Like, what are you talking about?" And now it's the model everyone's chasing, and this is just the beginning. Like next year, we're launching what I'd call social retail 2.0. It's like the like next advancement of where the whole thing's headed. And so on one hand, I'm super grateful and super proud, and it's taken so many incredible people's hard work to make this happen. However, I feel like we're just getting this party started. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're gonna look back in 5 years, 10 years, and think we were just a little baby idea. I knew it was a multi-billion-dollar idea, but I feel like it's way bigger than anything we've done so far.
Yeah, I know it feels that way for me.
By the way, my son, you want to say what up? We're live.
Hi, Isaac. I'm ready to do your
What up?
podcast anytime.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
So he interns every other day, and so he's been in here interning.
I
think
love it.
that's
I know
now
he's
he
been
has
with
to
you
head
a
back.
ton lately. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Okay, so unless he wants to come in and recite some poetry for us.
Yeah, no kidding. I need to tell him.
Um, so I love that you pointed out, like, I think that so many network marketing businesses, e-commerce, like yeah, the community is everything. I think that it is, and this isn't one of the questions I had written down, but I feel like you touched on it, and it's just like so important to what these businesses really provide. And what I always like to tell my teams, and what I believe wholeheartedly, is that it's personal development wrapped around a comp plan. But here, the personal development is, I mean, when I attended our first conference, I felt like I had shown up to a Tony Robbins event, you know. It was so different. And so, you know, since I don't have this written down, it's just coming out of my brain right now, but like, how is it that we can really focus so much more on personal development here than just like the daily mode of operations, or how to sell this, or what this is, or what that is? I mean, because it was exceptional, and it's been a moment every time I get on a new call, attend a new conference, attend anything. It's just amazing.
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm so thrilled that you had that experience. I think it comes from a couple things. Number one, I think there's philosophically the concept that if you build the people will build the business. So we're in the business of building people, and so adding value to people, helping people to be better. Listen, if someone's health is, or if someone's falling apart in one area of their life, they can't be excellent in all the other areas. Like we're all kind of connected, you know. And so you're trying to build the whole person. You're not trying to build just like this one carve out part of their life, this one part of their business. You're trying to help people in like their emotional life and their you know, like emotional stability and maturity. You're trying to help them in like their spiritual life, and I don't mean religion specifically, but just like they're in tune with their spirit, like they like feel like there's peace there. Obviously in their finances, like making sure that they're not just riddled in debt and just kind of so stressed out all the time they can't see straight, and in their marriages, in their health, and just all the, you know, their friendships, relationships, all the core, you know, components of life. Second thing I'd say is this: we have incredible leaders that have been attracted to this idea. I don't know how else to say it. It's like the idea was so big, or is so big, it's just attracted big thinkers. You know, one of the beautiful things about Walt Disney allowed people to dream within the dream. So Walt was a huge dreamer, huge. But Walt started with like Steamboat Mickey, you know what I'm saying? Like the little pencil sketch. And by the way, speaking of pencil sketch, you are like a legit sketcher. Like, holy cow, like this girl can throw down when it comes to like drawing things out. It's really amazing. But Walt didn't dream of Epcot centers, and Walt didn't dream of cruise liners, and Walt didn't dream of like Disneyland in Japan or Disneyland in China. Like Walt didn't think of all that stuff. Other people did. And so like they dreamed, his dream was big enough to allow others to dream within the dream. And so part of what's happened in Modere and with our business is that it's just attracted some like world-class, like who's who of our, you know, of kind of the profession. And so when they get up and train, people are like, what the freak is this? You know, and they're all just so good at what they do. And so the bench strength, meaning like next one up, next one up, next one up, like you hear. And by the way, Katie, I'd add your name to this list, like bench strength of people that can like produce and like lay it down and really add value. And that is awesome. And again, I think that's attributed to the idea is big enough. The idea is, the dream is big enough to encompass all of those people's dreams. And they can all, if you're building a business and the only, like your dream's the biggest one, and other people that are big dreamers won't fit because it's just not, there's not enough room for them. Everyone's dreaming smaller than you. You're probably in trouble. And here there's just a lot of people that are high achievers that can see it, and they can like build as big as they can imagine their life becoming, and there's still room for them here.
And it's just, I mean, the collaboration among leaders here is like none other. I mean, I seriously cried. Holly Neely shared something in a leader chat at one point, and I've told her like it like made me cry, because it was just like, I can't believe someone of her caliber is sharing this kind of thing, you know, not holding it tight, giving it just to her team. And I have no impact on her team. And it was something that was amazing for my team. And, you know, that is the type of collaboration that's happening daily. I mean, to have Madison Vining teaching everybody out of the goodness of her heart
And
how
she
to do
slayed that today.
Instagram.
Holy cow. Yeah. Yeah. I think that in those early days, so first of all, culture was king. Like we built six values that the whole business was built on values. So speaking of Walt Disney's older brother's name was Roy Disney. Roy Disney said, when your values are clear, your decision making becomes easy. And so as you're building a business or building a family, like what are you trying to do? You're trying to pour values into your kids, because when the night's dark and you're not there, you want them to have clear decision making process based on values. So the values became very, very important. That established a very clear culture. And part of that, kind of that culture, was, the way I would say it, is what I call collective genius. And collective genius is this concept that so like Katie, you have your own individual genius, what you've accomplished in your life, who you've become, the things you've learned. I've learned some things. There's others around the table, Holly Neely, Madison, for example, the names that you brought up. And I thought, what if we could all lay our best stuff on the table in the spirit of collective genius? Then 1 + 1 + 1 equals, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 10 or more. And so you start to create synergy, and you start to create, there's a spirit of humility and a spirit of where we all work together, and in a spirit of like love and harmony. Is kind of cheesy as that sounds, but it's the truth. And you tap into collective genius. It's the power of the collective versus just like the one dictator genius of one person. And so that's what's happened, and it's been really, really powerful.
I know, I keep thinking like this can't get better, and then it gets better. It really does. And that, that mindset, the collective genius, the way that we all collaborate and continue to just like share, it's exceptional. And you started that, and that culture within our team, it's just, I don't know that there's anything that could ever really rival it. And it's just, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's super special. And again, I was just one kind of component to it, but it's a super special thing. Culture, I believe it was either Jack Welch or one of those kind of famous CEO guys. He says that culture eats strategy for breakfast. It's the truth, dude. Like, I tell people, life's not about where you go. It's about who you go with. In other words, listen, you could do life and make $1, but if you just hate who you're doing it with, or the toxicity of the environment, like culture really is king.
Okay, so we're talking about some great leaders who have come over, and the fact that this is, it's funny because I feel like we all say this without it being like the catchphrase, but we always, like, everyone always says it, like you just can't unsee it, and I know that's what happened with me. You touched on some points that were like in my soul issues that I couldn't figure out how to fix, and seeing that being, fixed here essentially with social retail and all of our systems and what we had. I get how leaders in other industries are seeing this and going, okay, yeah, this makes all the sense in the world. Statistically, we know that in this industry, people do better in their second or third company. But how do you think, do you feel like that is the success most people are seeing? How does that translate to somebody who's really never been in the industry before? Is that kind of huge success accessible to everyone here, and why?
Yeah, look, I think so. Let me start with this. Let's define huge success. Huge success is different it just means different things for different people. Success to me, in just generally speaking, is really three things. It's income. I want to maximize my income earning potential. I want to earn as much as I can. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, me too. Like, we want to make as much as we can. Second is lifestyle. Lifestyle to me is like, do I love my life? And I think if you really ask someone, what are you really trying to build? They're actually not trying to build a huge income. They're trying to build a huge lifestyle. And when I say huge lifestyle, it's not necessarily Ferraris and boats. It's, I love my life. I wake up when I want to wake up, and I can spend time with the people I want to spend time with. And I can I just love my life. Like, I have peace, and I can enjoy my lifestyle. And then the third thing is impact. It's like if I make all the money in the world, have a huge lifestyle that's incredible, and I'm selling cocaine, that's not going to work either, right? Because you're just not making a positive impact in people's lives. And
Right.
so people are really saying, you know what, I want my life to matter. I want to do work that's meaningful. I want to add value to people. I want to like serve people. So income, lifestyle, impact. And I feel like we can help people with those three things, in our profession and specifically in our business, maybe better than anything they can do for sure online and or maybe even a traditional type business. So huge success means different things to different people, but you can make extra income. You can do it because of our systems and just kind of the way, the business model and the simplicity and the lack of friction. You can do it in a way where you actually create more lifestyle. So in other words, if you get a second job, you make more money, but your lifestyle goes down. So that sucks. Or a second or third job, right? You're making more money now, but you hate your life more, And so in this, you can make more money, but you can increase your time. So more money, more time. That's the secret, right? And then the last thing would be you're making a positive impact in people's lives. So I think the reason that stuff works, again, I think the business model is so simplistic and there's so little friction for that conversation to happen, for you to be able to acquire a customer. In our systems, so number one, model. The number two is systems. We teach you exactly how to make money online. In fact, I feel like it's the most scalable and duplicatable system anywhere in the world right now. So you know what to do. You're not just like, okay, good luck. I remember in those early years, I don't know if you ever had this, Katie, but they're like, it was just like, good luck. I hope you do great, and you're like, okay, so what do I do? Ours is like, do this and then do this and then do this. And it's all done by people who are experts at learning how to market and earn money online. And I also think that there's very little to no goofiness. And what I mean by that is one of the reasons I think direct sales gets a little bit of a bad rap is, we're like calling like Roger that we knew in science class in high school. And it's just like, hey man, do you remember me? And he's like, no, not really. But we're like, hey, well, science. And he's like, oh yeah, that. And then you like get into this awkward conversation about recruiting him to this business. It's just so feels so,
Yeah.
it feels so goofy, And here that doesn't, those conversations don't happen. And so the speed and the normalcy of it, I think, creates a lot of momentum for people. So yeah, those are some of it, and then that leads into culture, which leads into like, I'm growing as a person, like I'm adding value in other areas of my life. I'm a better person for being involved, and if the people are better because you came, like if you can create a business where the people are better, you're growing the people, and you're adding value to your end consumer. I think you can really do some significant things, and that's what's happening. And what's interesting, if you look at like the trajectory, it took us 4 years to acquire our first 1 million customers. It took us another 2 years to get to 2 million. And then like, it's been like a million. Like in other words, like the trajectory is just going like this. So we're just doing more of what we do at a faster, more accelerated clip. And that's been really exciting to watch.
Yeah. And I feel it. And what I love, and you kind of touched on it with like the goofiness, or even just like, I feel like with most companies, we always talk about the difference between joining a company and launching a company. And I know that when I first did network marketing, and really it's funny because I'm like, oh yeah, I started in 2017. Well, the truth is that like, I've been a part of a lot of different network marketing companies because it just was like, oh, just sign up for the discount, blah, blah, blah. But when you really get involved in one, a lot of times what you learn is that it's more than what you bargained for if you want to really succeed. And then it's a matter of really converting every single person into, a consultant or whatnot, eventually. And probably one of my favorite things here is that while yes, I want a team, of course, like I want people here. I want to help them build legacies and all of that. However, I'm not concerned with turning every single person into a consultant. I actually, there's a lot of value in the customer and the consumer here. And that is like, it's a huge weight lifted off. It's the difference between going to like my kid's friend's birthday party and thinking like, who is my next person, and just getting to be myself. And I just feel like that alone, and then not having to create systems on systems on systems yourself to make coaching hosts or new team members possible it's so hard to put into words, like how it is that we've done that, but we have. It is truly a business where, I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. I just got to come in and reap the benefits. But you,
Well, you've added a ton of value to the system since you've been here. There's no question about it.
it's really amazing. So, okay, I don't want to take much more of your time. I do have one last thing, and we did talk about this a little bit, timing wise, but I think that it's pretty much just, anybody's going to tell you, oh, this is the best time to join. This is the best time to do this. This is there's never been a better time. And so it's kind of hard sometimes, I think, for anybody to say that or for anybody to really take that seriously. I know personally, I feel like I have like a antique stash of Bitcoin from 2009 right now. And I have a hard time like knowing how to really let people know that and believe it. So what do you say as far as like truly the timing for right now? And I mean, like, even just like right now is in this week.
Yeah, for sure.
And, or is it always the right time with Modera? Will it always be the right time? I mean, which I would say yes, obviously, but in this season, people are busy. What say you?
Well, okay, so think of it this way. If a business is a great business, there always is opportunity in that business. Like, for example, if you were a shareholder of Apple, is a shareholder, meaning if you invest your cash in the stock, is there opportunity today? Yeah, of course. Like, I think Apple's not done innovating and doing good things. Is it the same today as it would have been at certain inflection points? Like for example, pre-iPod, like certain inflection points? No, dude, there's certain inflection points that like it's going to go even faster. There's more momentum. And so like you think of like in the micro and then the macro, like right now and then like the next like 5 years of your life, right? So like this week, we just had a big product launch last night. That's one of the things I love about what we do is like we're always like innovating and coming out with new products. So I had a big product launch last night. Our enrollment, they were doing an enrollment promotion anyway. So like typically it's like $60 off of the normal enrollment. So it's basically free enrollment plus some. So that's like right now is they've never done anything like that. The whole time I've been here, never done anything like that. So that's number one. Number two, what I would say is that next month is the biggest month we have all year. Next month will be the biggest month we've ever had in the history of the company. So think of that. You're joining a company and like launching your business right before the biggest month of that they ever have had. And so you're capitalizing on all of that momentum and all the excitement of what's happening. And that's really cool. So I'm really fired up about that. That's going to be a really big deal for us. That leads into next year, which next year we're launching the Social Retail 2.0 at the beginning of the year. New Year's resolution, by the way, two biggest resolutions people have every single year are what? I want to get in better shape and I want to make more money. You have a solution, an answer. Like last month, we had 4.3 million Americans walk away from their jobs. They call it the Great Resignation. We're watching it happen. Like this is happening right now. 4.3 million people walked away from their jobs last month alone. Well, there's more people looking for opportunity. They're looking for something, right? They need that next thing. And so you have a way for them to get in better shape. You have a way for them to generate additional cash. More people are looking to work from home right now than they ever have been. More people are looking to be self-employed right now than they ever have been in human history. So you have the most scalable, duplicatable option for them to make money online, make money from their phone, make money from wherever they want, whether they want to travel, meaning they want to have like you've seen, for example, a boom in RV families. You know what I'm saying? Like people that want to just travel, or you've seen people that are like COVID and just being home made them realize like, like I don't want to live here anymore. You're seeing that happen a lot in the country, and so you have an incredible option there. And then last thing I would say is we're launching Social Retail 2.0 next year, and so it's like you remember when Apple launched Apple One, the iPhone 1. And we're just like, dude, it was an internet connected device, an iPod, and a phone.
All I do is touch it. It's so
you're just
weird.
like, this is crazy. And then here we are in an iPhone 13, and the iPhone 1 price seems a little antiquated now. That's like just with the evolution of where it's all headed. That's kind of where we're going. So really exciting times, just the beginning of where this whole thing's headed. And, I'm excited to be able to watch the net kind of that next evolution of where it's all going. So many great days ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking this time. Thank you for everything that you have poured into me and my team and continue to. And I'm stoked. I'm so excited that we got to do this. Thank you, Justin.
You're the best. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate your incredible leadership and just your high vibe and your servant heart and your kind of love and desire to help and add value to people. You're really amazing. That's really one of your gifts.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey guys, if you are watching this and you want more information on this incredible business, please drop a like, what's up? Send me something. If somebody else shared it, then reach out to them. And yeah, just get ready. Buckle up because this is going to be a lot of fun. All right. Thank you,
Love
Justin.
it. Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys. Talk soon.